Alright, I'm back. And I am sad to say that I missed class again. Today, my BJJ class. But thankfully, tomorrow I am off. That's my first day off. And my second day off is the day immediately after that. So basically I get 2 days off back to back. More importantly, tomorrow, the gym I go to for my BJJ classes is having 3 classes that I can go to. And since I had the whole day off tomorrow, that means I theoretically can go to all 3. But depending on how stressful and or exhausting, I should say. Yeah, it can get. I'll determine whether or not I go to all 3. But regardless, though, kind of bummed out about that. But I mean, this whole not getting out of bed for another hour and a half has got to stop. And although I didn't go to bed immediately at 8 o'clock yesterday, like I should have, that was mostly because I was trying to eat as much food as I could for dinner. But that's still not an excuse. So. Also, I did actually make a playlist specifically for the intro and outro tracks of streams and videos and such. There's not a whole lot to them. Right now it's just got 2 Deus Ex tracks and 2 Young, Good and Evil tracks. But regardless, still, it's a start. But I'm probably just gonna play certain tracks at the beginning of and end of each stream and such. But I'll try to provide a little variety. What else? Any other announcements? Not really. Gonna be. Well, that's what's going on with that. So, and tomorrow I'll try to do my best to upload all the VODs onto my YouTube channel. But if that doesn't happen, I'll do so Friday for sure. Anyways, a good thing that I can say all that before the track ends. It's a 4-minute loop of this track, so yeah, making good time when it comes to making these announcements. I have to edit those loop tracks, but because especially the training music track of Deus Ex, it's not very loud to begin with, so I'll have to increase the gain on that and Audacity, but have to wait. Let me take this off. There we go. And yeah, let's go ahead and get work. Right, so I didn't finish his other hand. The only other part left is to get the other spike done, but it's mostly a solid value, so, or a single value, I should say. So it shouldn't take too long. I've also finally wiped clean my monitors, and I gotta say, after I wiped them off, the sanitization wipes I was using had some gray spots on them, so these things are filthy. And what's worse is that it was making it hard to see. It was basically hard to do anything on my PC because of that. Because all that dust and dirt and such on the monitors made it hard to see what I was doing. Now I could see perfectly how bad I am at drawing. Okay. Okay. Super hungry right now, though. It's still doing that. Yes, it is. Why is it doing that? There we go. Honestly, I don't even feel like going to the gym, any gym for that matter, today. And the reason why is because yesterday's shift was pretty stressful. Not sure exactly why, but one of the one of the owners of the store I work at was upset about something. And I guess it caused a chain reaction of making everyone else get into a bad mood and just irritating each other. So that was weird. That normally doesn't happen. I know that that's a lot more common than I would like to believe in the workplace, any job you go to. You know, the issue that managers and employers basically stress the workers out with this and that, but like I said, it normally doesn't happen at the place I work at. Just can't explain. Well, rather, I don't know why it does happen like it did yesterday. I was trying to stay in a good mood, but what made it difficult was just the fact that the customers, because I work in retail, man, it's almost like it's a test that it's almost like they're trying to test our patience, because we're not only supposed to just, do the normal retail stuff, like put up items on shelves and such. We're also supposed to help customers with questions and so on, and that's supposed to be our priority. So every time we see a customer, we're supposed to stop what we're doing and then talk to them and help them find whatever they need or answer any questions. The problem with this is that, or rather lately, more so than usual, customers have been coming in with some ridiculous requirements or conditions that we have to essentially problem solve for them. And usually the solution is a lot simpler than they're willing to allow us to give them. And I'll give you an example of what I'm talking about. I normally don't talk about IRL stuff, but this shift yesterday was especially just filled with these kinds of people. So there's this lady I was trying to help. She wanted a little bolt, a 632 bolt with an oval head that had some black paint on the head itself, and the bolt was slotted. So it can only be screwed in with a flathead screwdriver. The thing is that she wanted it to be the bolt to be longer. She wanted the exact same diameter, exact same head, exact same paint, exact same slotted slot on it instead of a Phillips head, right? But she wanted it to be longer. We did have a size longer than she had. Her bolt was half an inch, and what we had was also half an inch, so I just assumed that she got it from us. But the only other size I could find with those exact same parameters was an inch long bolt. So it would have been half an inch longer than what she had. She didn't want it to be that long. She wanted it to be a quarter inch longer. So I show her all the other alternatives we had, none of which had all three of those parameters, right? The rest of the bolts we had were going to be Phillips heads. Why on earth she doesn't want to use Phillips, I have no idea. Phillips heads are just much more common and easier to use, and it's not even that expensive to get a Phillips screwdriver. Literally, we sell them for $1 and some cents at our store. If you go to any other dollar store, you'll get the same deal. So why she was making a fuss about the Phillips head, I have no idea. I guess she just really did not want to use anything else but a flathead screwdriver. We had panhead and flathead bolts of the same diameter, but for some reason she specifically wanted oval head. I don't know why, because it's essentially some weird hybrid of flathead and panhead. But, you know, as I said, we had that. We just didn't have a quarter of an inch longer than what she wanted. So I'm showing her all these other alternatives. I'm showing her that, hey, you can use this, you can use that. This will achieve the same result, right? This will pretty much be the equivalent of this, and so on and so forth. Nothing was working. So what she does is, after I help her get some other stuff she needed, some rubber grommets, she goes to one of my coworkers, asks him for help for the same problem. Then what my coworker does is he just tells her straight up, yeah, he was helping you, right? She was like, yeah. And he asked me, so you couldn't find anything else like that, right? And I said, yes, I did, but we don't have anything that's a quarter inch longer than that. We only have a half an inch longer than that. He said, he turns to her and tells her, yeah, I trust him, right? Because he pretty much knows this aisle pretty well. He knows a lot about fasteners now. And then she's like, all right. And she, of course, gets upset. She gets disappointed, but she still ends up buying the other stuff that I helped her find. Anyways, but yeah, I mean, she would rather get nothing than get the exact thing she wanted. I just don't get it. Like, when it comes to hardware, we have options, we have alternatives. I just don't get it. Like, I'm just still sitting here, like, I'm distracting myself too much, but you get my point. You know, what's wrong with using a Phillips head? Why can't you just use a pan head instead of an oval head? They both achieve the same purpose, more or less. Why does the bolt have to be a quarter inch longer than half an inch, since you wanted it, you know, longer? And even if you didn't want it that long, why didn't you just get some bolt cutters and cut it shorter? If you really wanted all those other parameters that badly. Yeah, it's just, I don't know, man. Is it too much to ask to just cooperate with us? And more so, just do something for yourself, instead of just us trying to give you some magical answer that solves all your problems. Normally, it's not the younger people that have this issue. It's always, okay, almost always the older customers that have this issue where if they can't get their way, they don't want to get anything at all. They don't want to settle for a compromise or an alternative solution that works just as well. No, it has to be exactly what they want. And again, if they don't get it, they just walk out and leave. Just, I don't get it, man. I really don't. Another guy wanted another customer, thankfully he was younger and a little more experimentative. He wanted some spackling to, of course, fill up some holes or cracks in his walls. And I showed him that we have plenty of spackling compound and scrapers and such. He wanted it in a tube, right? The kind that you could just squeeze out. I didn't think such a thing existed, but then he finds some tubes we do sell just hanging around. And more or less so, I told him that, you know, before he found those tubes, that the reason why you get them in plastic containers is so when the spackling compound gets old or dry, use the scraper or some other mixing stick to mix it up, and you know, so it doesn't get all crusty when you apply it. But again, you know, he went with the tube anyways and such, and it's just like I don't get it. He already has a scraper, so why not just get the regular stuff? At that point, he's just getting essentially caulking in a tube instead of you know, and those other cylinder things. I guess they're tubed as well, but you don't need the tubey guy. You don't need a caulking gun to use it. And let me give you one more example. This is another older lady. For some reason, she almost got into an argument with me about the diameter of some hose attachments, right? Watering hose attachments. I think it was supposed to act as an extension or extender or a shut-off valve that you can attach to the hose. Anyways, she grabbed two of them, and then she went to me and asked me, hey, do these two items have the same diameter? Because it looks like they're different sizes to me. I grabbed my tape measure, right? I didn't even just eyeball it. I grabbed my tape measure. I measured the diameter of all the openings, or not openings, but all of the segments of the parts she was giving me, and they're the exact same. I was about to show it to her as well, but she didn't want to take my word for it. So she got upset, she grabbed it, and she didn't talk to me again. She just kept saying, no, not that part, no, not that part. I'm talking about this part. I'm measuring all the parts, and at this point, I don't know which part you're talking about, but they look exactly the same, and they are the exact same diameters. After she left, right, about an hour later or so, I went back, measured those items again, and they still came out to be the same diameter. I just don't get it, man. You're asking me to verify whether or not something is or isn't like the other. I use a tool to prove that it's not, and then you want to sit there and argue with me that it is. I don't get it, man. I don't know. And what's funny is that since I had the tape measure, it's not like she can just argue with me and say, well, your eyes are bad, or you don't know what you're talking about, and so on and so forth. It's like, I don't know. And it's been getting more and more irritating when customers complain about the prices of our items. I'm like, dude, I know that, you know, receptacles used to cost $1 back in your day, but this is 2021 and we're about to enter 2022. Like, you gotta get over the fact that, you know, times have changed. We've had multiple accounts of inflation, we've had recessions, we've had so on and so forth. Like, the economy right now is not doing too hot either in the States. What do you want me to tell you? What's more, I don't set up the prices, the store owners does. And even then, sometimes even they don't determine what it costs what. Even they don't get a say in what the prices should be like. Just like, if you don't like the prices, don't buy it. Just go somewhere else, man. Don't waste my time. Again, I normally don't talk about this kind of stuff, and I definitely don't bring up my personal issues. At least I try not to, anyways. And to, I should say serious personal issues, because, you know, missing BJJ class and such, that doesn't really matter. It's not like it's some sort. It's not like I'm a professional athlete or I'm some. It's not like I'm in college where I am actually in a athletics program. And my grades depend on me showing up. Or my degree depends on it anyways. I'm not doing that, so just something I do in my free time. And whatever I feel like it, or can do it, I should say. But I try to show up as frequently as possible. Just like I do with streaming. But sometimes it's just tough. Some days. Man, just like, give us a break, man. We're trying to help you and such, but I can't help someone that's just not willing to compromise or, like I said, have an alternative solution like that works just as well as what they were wanting. Also, I'm getting tired of people assuming that there's a standard size for everything. There is no such thing as a standard size. I'm sorry to break it to you, but nothing fits your quota. I should say, not everything fits your quota when it comes to fitting one thing into another. Like, that's just not how it works. Just dumb, like, especially when it comes to plumbing or water hoses, right, for lawn and garden. Why is it that customers come in expecting everything to fit into each other? That's just not how it works. Of course, they don't know that, but that's what they assume all the time. They come in, especially with something, you know, not so important, like, well, I shouldn't say important, but, you know, with, say, a shower handle or a faucet handle that goes onto their sink or bathtub or whatever, they think that everything just fits together evenly, nicely, and so on. And again, it's usually older people that think this way. No, I'm sorry, but things have changed, like, especially when it comes to houses having newer parts replacing older parts. The sizes are going to be completely different. They're the plumbers and the architects and so on, the renovators, whoever's reconstructing these homes and buildings, they're going to be trying to use extra parts just to make one size fit to another. They'll have a part specifically to fit the size in between the other two sizes, and so on and so forth. And like I said, there's just no magical solution to all your problems. Like, I'm sorry to say that. think that's it. Yeah, because it's more of a hard edge there anyways. If you look at it from a distance, if you look at it up close, it's somewhat more blended, but not really. Even though the images got low resolution, it's still a hard edge there. So, not gonna worry about it too much, but there should definitely be this value in between the two. At least a little bit more visible anyways. Alright, I think that's enough ranting about work. Again, it's not just me that's, getting stressed out from all these people showing up. It's my coworkers as well, and we're getting to a point now where we're getting tired of it, and we honestly don't know what to do, but just not take it anymore. I mean, it's true what our stoners have told us. In our last meeting, it really does take 2 no's for customers to finally get the message that we don't have what they need or want. Right now, the new policy is if a customer wants something and either we don't have it or we can't help them, we have to get someone else, right, one of the other coworkers, to tell them the same thing, or check the computer, and if the computer says that we don't have it, then we show that to them, or basically we confirm that we can't help them. Oh man, even then some customers need 3-4 no's to finally just get out of the store. It's like, how many times do I gotta tell you that we don't have what you want, or we don't have it exactly the way you want it? Since this is all one solid value, I might just order this in. As you can see, it's just a solid value there. There's no variation whatsoever. It is nice to just talk about stuff like that, though. Whoops. Just vent, that's not something I normally do. Because I try not to make it a habit of complaining about stuff. I used to be really, really bad about that when I was younger. But now that I've experienced more, and I've also learned that other people go through some pretty bad stuff as well, I don't really do that anymore. Not that I don't say anything at all about, issues, but I try not to make it a habit, more or less. The thing is, too, is that this is only November. By the time December rolls around next month, it's only going to get worse. We're going to have more customers, we're going to have more issues to basically solve for them. And we're going to have less items available for people to buy or, use, because of the supply chain issues that's still going on right now. And while my knife, my karambit, is not great, because apparently karambits are not all that useful, or let's put it this way, they're not as useful as straight edge blades. Still, like, if people start to riot or act, you know, foolish in the store, like, I'm not gonna hesitate to whip that out and set them straight. Like, I'm not gonna tolerate any kind of nonsense. I seriously doubt that we're gonna have any officer patrolling the store. I already asked about that from the my other coworkers, and no, we don't get security like that, like you would get in, say, Walmart or any other retail store during that time of year. Again, I hope it doesn't get to that point, but I don't know. I got a bad feeling about this end of the year. Black Friday too is something that I especially am worried about, because that's this month, and I know it's been a while and locations have gotten better about it, but nevertheless, when it comes to those Black Friday stampedes, riots, and fights, like, no, I'm not tolerating any of that. Weird. Why is this not coloring properly? I think it's because of, yeah, that. Okay. Okay, that's the best one to be able to do, like that, so. And then it's supposed to go from this value to this one, so. Just save, another sip of my caffeine. Actually, let's try to go light to dark. Take our own advice. Why does it keep doing that? Something like that. Since these two values are so close to each other, I guess I shouldn't be surprised that they're so easy to blend. That's probably why the lighter values are so easy to blend as well, because they're so close to each other on the grayscale, or in the, whatever this is. Can't talk right now properly. It's gotta be this. So weird though. Oh, it's gotta be this. It goes up to this. Yeah. Just makes no sense. Like, I'm putting the pen, or the drawing pen, tablet pen, on the bottom of the tablet as I'm moving it in position, and it's still doing that. I don't know why that glitch is there. Ew. There we go. Again, it's weird, but I can actually see some hard edges here from this distance against these other values. So I guess what I'm doing is not too off looking, or it doesn't look too off in the reference image. Alright, another sip. Weirdly enough, this is all pretty much one solid color. One solid value, I should say. A few exceptions here and there, but overall, probably should just use the fill tool again on this. Does this look right? It's weird. Hold on. Something's not right. Why do these two values look way too alike? Oh, that's because they're right next to each other. That's supposed to be that alike. This is why I can't normally trust the color selector tool all the time. Well, actually, no, because it blends really well together here. It's just so hard to see the difference. Weird. I'll leave it like that for now, but that still doesn't look right to me. Oh, that's just way too dark. Yeah, this just doesn't make any sense. Yeah, what I'm gonna do is just change this value to this one, because this is just way too similar to all these other ones. It's basically just this value right here. And that, I can't make, that doesn't seem right. See if we can do this. Close enough. Okay, that. There we go. See, it's supposed to look something like that, but then this kind of looks too similar to that. Oh, actually, yeah, that's because it's right next to each other. Okay. But at least these two values look more different than what I had earlier going on here. So that still works. There we go. I can fix all that later. Okay, now when I use this value, it actually looks, yeah, different from what's next to it. Now it just might be a limitation of having a gradient that's pretty short in length, because there's only like 5 grays instead of say 7 or 9. I don't think that you would use more than 9 at, I can't think of a reason why, because let's see. Assuming you just ignore black and white, because that's just the purest values on both ends of the spectrum. If we divide the grays up evenly with the mid gray, it being 50-50, what does that leave? That leaves nine on each end. I mean, sorry, 9 in total. Right? No. 1, 2, 3. 10, 20, 30, 40. That's 4. So yeah, you would have 4 on both ends. So you would have in total, yeah, 4 tints and 4 shades. And of course the 1 mid tone, 50-50 gray. So that's 9 plus 2 if we include black and white. That's 11. That's 11 values in total. So it is possible to work with that many values, but I don't know. That seems a little overkill to me. Then again, I was not the best at this kind of work, so what do I know? That's the thing though, that's not really value. It's different from these two. Should I just ignore it? I think so, yeah. Okay, if that's the case then I'll just ignore that, because more or less it's not dark enough to... I just don't have that value in this screen either, so... I'm gonna take a little detour from this reference image and just do that instead. Oh, that's time. Okay. Just finish this last bit here. Okay, that's gonna have to be it. Alright, not bad, not bad. And that's supposed to be empty there, like, that's part of the background. Oh, never mind. Okay, well, I'll deal with it next time. But yeah, that seems to be the most of the upper half of his body done. The shoes are gonna be a little more complicated because he's got different parts going on there as well. Unlike his gloves, where there's just the spikes and the... Well, that's about it. the rest of the hand. Excuse me. Let's see. There we go. Alrighty, so got through more of it. Not sure if this was a huge amount of work, but I did end up making a few mistakes here and there, and some of these values, or rather some of these shadows within these shades make it difficult to work with the gradient I have now, because I just don't have a value for that matches that exactly. So again, I'm having to just essentially just ignore that and just do this. Not ideal, but you know, it's whatever. It's what I've got to work with. Still haven't done the crescent. Still got to remember to do that. Then there's this bit here. Gotta do. I think I completely forgot to do the shadow here. Supposed to be a really dark shadow here, but I'll probably do that when I'm doing the face. A lot of work, man. A lot of work, and hopefully the gradient maps will make this worth it. Make this, the rest of this piece actually faster to complete. But anyways, it's gonna have to be it for this stream. I'll pick this up on the next one. So peace.